Right now on the news at 4, we are just hours away from Abigail Spanberger making history as the first female governor of Virginia. Thanks for joining us on WUSA 9. I'm Annie Yu. Ahead of tomorrow's inauguration, Spanberger calls affordability her overarching, unrelenting focus for 2026, making the Commonwealth more affordable for Virginians. The governor-elect joined House and Senate leaders last month to unveil the Affordable Virginia agenda. More than 15 proposed measures targeting what families feel most every month at the pharmacy, in their utility bills, and on the housing market. Our Simone de Alba spoke one-on-one with Spanberger in Richmond, and she asked the question that Virginians ask most, and that's when will her policies reach their wallets, and how should they judge if her agenda is working?
And today, I'll say it again, as the next governor of Virginia, my overarching, unrelenting focus in 2026 will be making the Commonwealth more affordable for our fellow Virginians.
I improved margins everywhere across the Commonwealth. I was speaking to those challenges, recognizing that we need to work to lower costs and increase affordability, that whether it's at the pharmacy counter, on the housing market, or when you get your energy bill, that so many Virginians just have real concerns.
I think people hear policy, right? And they politics, policy, and they're trying to wade through it, and they go, I love what you're saying. I like what you're telling me. That's why I elected you. But when will this impact me? When does this impact my wallet?
Some of the bills that I am moving forward are bills that will have faster turnaround time in terms of what the impact might be for Virginians. Other bills will take a lot longer for people to see the results of them. On housing affordability, one of the challenges, of course, is you need to increase housing supply. Well, that's not a fast process. But ensuring that localities that might have affordable housing that is moving out of that term of affordability, giving those localities first right of refusal to keep those units in affordable housing, that can be fast.
By what metrics can people hold you accountable?
The first measure of success from my vantage point is getting all of the bills passed that I want to prioritize this legislature, and then actually ensuring that every state agency and every element of my administration is not only working to see solid implementation of the laws that require implementation, but also that my administration is prioritizing issues of affordability. When we are able to increase housing, that does put downward pressure on prices. When we are able to say, no longer do you have to go to a pharmacy 40 miles away, because we were able to say, that your insurer can't dictate which pharmacy you're allowed to use. And so some of those impacts will be immediately, and I will be endeavoring, and I look forward to talking to you more in the future, endeavoring to really show, these are the immediate changes that we have seen in people's lives.
Also on Spanberger's legislative plate are 4 proposed constitutional amendments: redistricting, same-sex marriage, voting rights, and abortion rights. The politics are obvious, but the real question is power. How aggressively will the governor use the office to push them over the finish line?
I think it's extraordinarily important that voters know what is on their ballot. And so I intend to be active in making sure that voters know what referendums are occurring and when, whether it's codifying abortion rights, whether it's codifying someone's right to vote after they've been through the criminal justice system, or whether it's removing the ban on same-sex marriage that we currently have.
She says those fights are familiar. The redistricting amendment, she admits, is newer and still requires more groundwork.
The redistricting amendment has come up far more recently. That one is also something that requires additional efforts, including the drawing of a map by the General Assembly, in order to have that one move forward.
And we will be there when history is made, starting at 11:30 tomorrow morning. We will be streaming the entire ceremony live on WUSA 9+. Simone de Alba will be anchoring live from Richmond with what this moment means and more on what comes next for Virginia. Be sure to tune in. Developing tonight, ICE agents